Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Walkthrough Wednesday on the channel. This one is a special one because it's back to the questions from you guys. This one is from Shift and Palm from the Discord. If you want to get involved, join the Patreon team, join the Discord because that's where we hang out, we talk shit. And also, if you want to know a specific question, I can basically take specific questions from you guys in Discord. It's a bit harder to do that over Instagram and stuff, so get involved. Shift and Palm asks how to get creative with automations to step up the sound design. So I assume, Shift and Palm, you've got some cool leads, right? Because cool leads are really easy to find, especially with Nexus nowadays. The power in these VSTs is just crazy. You know, when I first started, there was nowhere near this kind of power. So I don't think many people struggle with finding leads. Layering is a problem, yes. And also how to get them powerful, because straight out of the VST it's not always super powerful. But I've done videos like my mix chain. I showed my mix chain for free to you guys, so that can take any lead and make it powerful. But now it's about stepping that extra mile. You know what David Guetta and Morton are doing with Future Rave is like going crazy with the automations and trying to do something really fresh. So when you send the demo to Revealed or Spinning, and it's just a basic version of them, why would they sign it? You know, so what I want to do is try and get it into your heads that try and push the boat out, try and go that extra mile, just try and do weird things to be creative. And that's what we're going to do today. Little bit of a plug: the sample pack for Disco will be out next week. That one's a sick one. The sample packs are getting better every time. Like I love them because I go back and use them sounds in my future tracks. So it's good to be able to share them with you guys. And also tomorrow, Thursday, I will be doing a masterclass on High Live where we're going to make a remix of a classic track. I'm thinking it's going to be like a Cascada track or something like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I like to hang with you guys afterwards and stuff and just talk with you guys. And do a Q&A and stuff. So go and get your ticket. If you can't watch it live, you can watch it anytime with that ticket. So let's jump into today's episode. I am going to show you how I went from this to this. So what I will start off by saying is there's nothing wrong with producing this genre, right? This future rave stuff is the most in thing right now. So I can see why all new producers want to make it, because they think this is going to be the thing that gets me to the top because it's the most in demand. And part of that does make sense. I understand it. However, if you send Revealed or Spinning a demo like this, it's just basic, right? And I know lots of you guys making this sound will just do this. Your track will look like this. You'll have a lead, a kick, bass, and then other samples, right? But your project should be looking like this. If you're going to do somebody else's sound, you really need to try and think ahead of them almost, because Morton and David Guetta's projects are going to look more like this, right? Crazy automations, because it's such a simple style. The sound design and also the automation needs to be crazy because there's not too much melodic aspect in there. There's not some crazy chords and stuff like that, right? So if you can start thinking like this, not even in Future Rave, but in your other tracks, Future House, you know, Zonderling do this really well. They go crazy with the LFO automations. Go and check their music out if you don't know what I mean, but they have crazy automations, and look how much they stand out in the scene because of this. So if you can apply this to big room and stuff as well, it's just, this is how professional producers have to think, because they have to stay ahead of the curve and ahead of the game. So yeah, we're going to go through how I went from this to this, but if you're making tracks like this, let's try together to get them more like this, right? So let's start with the LFO automation, because I think this is a sick way, and this is what David Guetta and Morton have started to do a lot. Play with the LFO, and if you play with the LFO automation like this, it feels very natural. It's not specific to the BPM. So we have a sick sound already, right? Shout out to Sound Factory. This is his Future Rave pack. He sent it to me. Really sick. I absolutely love it. There's the link right there. So what I did was I went to trigger and I took BPM off. Now BPM makes sure that it will stick. The rate will stick to the BPM. Whereas with this, let me just show you a better example. With BPM on, as you can hear when you automate it, it doesn't sound as smooth. It jumps to keep it in time, right? But what I like to do is do this. Sounds way more natural, like you're doing it on an external piece of hardware, right? And that's what you want to go for. So with the automation, I'll show you what the cutoff is doing. All I did was played around with this knob, right? Go up to tools, last tweak to create an automation clip, then I can control it fully. So let's go in here. And I absolutely love this little roll. As you can see, the automation looks a bit weird, right? But it's doing something really cool. Because people are going to be listening to this like, yo, how did he do that, right? And it's a very simple technique, but there's tracks like Bombardment, I think, from David Guetta and Morton, which had this like LFO automation, and it just sounds crazy, right? And the melody's so simple, but they've done so much movement with this. So that's the first part. And try and keep it random at times. You can even draw random stuff and just see how it works. And see how like you can make something which sounds imperfect but also really fresh. So that's the first part. That's probably one of the most important bits. The next part is a reverb. Now I've been doing this for a long time, automating the wet.